Ladies and gentlemen, it's my absolute honour and pleasure to start this special press conference here in Valencia by saying huge congratulations to our 2022 MotoGP World Champion, Ducati Lenovo team rider, Pecco Bagnaia.
Thank you.
Pecco, from everybody involved in MotoGP, well done to you and to Ducati. You've won the most races, taken the most podiums, the most poles, the most front rows. A dream come true today. You are a worthy world champion. How does it feel, and what are your emotions right now?
I'm very, very happy also because in the day of the worst race of the calendar of the year, I had a special taste, a sweet taste. When I passed the finish line, I just saw the pit board writing that I was the world champion, and from that moment, everything was more lighter, more nice. Everything was incredible, and my emotion is incredible in this moment. Wasn't easy because after the fight with Fabio, I lost a winglet, and from that moment everything was a nightmare. I've done lap by lap, trying to be in defensive line, but was very, very hard, very difficult, and it takes so long to finish the race, but we really deserve this title.
10 podiums, 7 wins. As we mentioned, nobody had more than those impressive numbers than you. Pecco, it's been a long season, 20 races, lots of highs and lows. What was the most difficult moment of the championship for you? And aside from winning the championship today, what was the best moment?
The most difficult apart today was, part yesterday, not today, it was accident, because I was very competitive, like in Le Mans. I was there with a possibility to win the race, but I crashed, and in that moment I recognized that my weak point was that I was a rider with a lot of up and down, with a good speed, but not consistency, and to accept that was not easy. So from that moment I recognized that I had a problem, and I tried to improve myself. Also thanks to the people at home that work with me every day, that they've helped me a lot, and like in these days too. And I think I improved a lot myself during this season.
Pecco, Ducati have waited 15 years for this moment. Casey Stoner, their one and only world champion. Before today, in 2007, you're the first Italian rider to win on an Italian motorcycle in the Premier class since Giacomo Agostini, believe it or not, 50 years ago, back in 1972. Your MotoGP journey started with Ducati. They showed so much trust in you, so much faith in you. So what would you like to say about Ducati and how much they've supported you and what it means for them after such a long wait?
I saw many faces crying, and it was incredible. I was crying too. It was an amazing victory, because I was feeling it. I was feel this weight on my shoulder to give back to this title to my team, to the manufacturer, to Ducati, to Italy, and wasn't easy in that moment. But then I speak it with Vale, and he said to me yesterday, "You have to be proud to have this possibility. Not anyone can have the same feeling. So it's true that you can be, you feel the pressure, you feel anxiety, you feel fear." But you have to be proud of it. You have to be happy to have it, and try to enjoy it. And I tried to do it. And today didn't work, but sincerely, I'm very happy thinking in who is our mentor, who is our leader.
I was just about to, actually, that's my last question before we hand over to the media. I know they've got lots of questions for you, Pecco, but so many people have been so important throughout your Grand Prix career, but this is a historic day for the VR46 Academy. You're the first rider for them to win the MotoGP World Championship. Can you put into words what this means for Valentino, and how important has his support been in helping you become not just MotoGP World Champion, of course, you're a double World Champion in Moto2 as well. So I'm sure you'd like to say a few words about the influence of Valentino. And it was great, of course, to see him celebrating with you today.
It's not just the influence of Valentino, but all the guys, all the people are working for us at home. At the start was a total different academy. Was a big help for sure, but in this moment I think we are very professional. We have everything. We can say today I want to go with the mini bikes, in the pocket bikes in a track. They organize everything to do it. We want to go to Portimao to have a test before the season. They are organized everything to do. So it's incredible the help they are giving to they are giving all their possibility, all their life, all their passion to us, and this is incredible. So
we will now take questions for Pecco, first of all in English, and there will be a chance for our Italian media colleagues, of course, to ask in their native language. So first of all, please, questions for our world champion in English.
Hi, Pecco. Matt Oxley from Motorsport Magazine in England. I wanted to kind of take you right back to the very beginning. To, like, was your father a racer? Did he ride bikes? Do you remember getting your first bike, your very first bike? Can you explain the emotions that you got from riding that bike? And then kind of tell us about how you got started in racing and what you felt about it when you actually started competing.
My two uncles, my dad, were going on track with their bike, with their street bike, and when I had the possibility, I was following them, and I was so excited to see them riding. I remember perfectly when my dad received his Aprilia RS44, the one with the two lights, the circle lights in the behind. And I remember that I was shocked in how beautiful it was. It was so nice to see this bike. It was so beautiful. And I remember perfectly when I was young and my uncle was arriving to my home to call my dad to go to do a lap, not a lap, but a travel with their bike. And I was hearing the dry clutch of his 996 Ducati. And from I was very young, I was inside of that world, and every Sunday Valentino was on TV. We were cheering for him. I was crying when he was not winning the title, like in 2006, and I was so happy when he was winning. I was believing a lot when he was in Ducati, but I'm unlucky it didn't work. And my first bike was a Beta 50, a moto mini cross bike, and I was going in the garden of my grandmother and granddad. They were a bit angry because I was destroying everything, but was my first approach on a bike. Also, before the other grandfather gives to me a three wheels bike, and was the first approach, also with the ATV, but with the two wheels bike was the mini Beta 50, and I remember that I was trying to touch the knee with a motocross bike. Was not the best situation, so my dad tried to organize my first approach on a track, and it was in 2004. And I had this. I was going with this rent mini bike, pocket bike, and my dad was very scary because sometimes I was without brakes. Sometimes I was losing the seat. So from that, he decided to buy to me a used bike, a very used bike, very old bike, pocket bike, and I was enjoying a lot. It was red. It was with number 19 of Alvaro Bautista, I remember. And this was my first approach with my bike. I was cleaning it. I was looking at that bike like it was the heaven, and was incredible for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Adam Wheeler from On Track Off Road. Many congratulations, Pecco. You know, with Malaysia and then here today, and the fact that from all your wins this season, I think 0.6 was the biggest margin. Have you proved that you're a rider that can really handle pressure?
I think that the race in Le Mans have helped me to understand that, because in Le Mans I was riding under pressure of an air, and I committed big mistakes, going wide in the turn seven. I don't remember when the number of the corner. So this year I was always with a lot of pressure from behind. Enea was twice behind me trying to overtake, and I was trying to manage perfectly the situation. I was knowing that a second position was not allowed, so I tried to improve myself on that, and we did it, because it's the worst situation possible when you have someone behind in the last lap and you can't commit any mistakes. Is the situation where you can easily lose your concentration. But I think we worked well. Also at the range, we are always together, and a win or every Sunday at the range is important for us. And I think I never won at the range, but I ever fought. Every weekend I fight at the range with other riders, and we put on us a lot of pressure. So I think also this can help us.
Hi Pecco, Lewis Duncan from Autosport. Echoing everyone else's sentiments, congratulations. You faced a lot of criticism this year from people for the mistakes you made during your sort of championship season. Do you think at times people have been too critical of some of the mistakes you made, or do you think the criticism you faced has been fair?
I think everyone can have his point of view, and everyone can say what they think, what they think. So I accept that some guys don't want to cheer for me because I prefer another rider. I can understand, and I can say also that they were saying the truth, because when you start the season with with the pressure of winning, you have to demonstrate that you have this possibility to be a world champion, and I was losing a lot of races because I was crashing, I was committing mistakes. For sure at the start of the year this was not the situation, because our bike wasn't working so well, and it takes a lot of time to improve. But then after already in Portimao I did a big mistake in Q1. I almost broke my collarbone, and was a difficult race. I was starting last. Then in Jerez we did an incredible race. Was like the key to be again competitive. But then I arrived to Le Mans. I crashed again like a stupid, because I crashed in a stupid way. We had a bad luck in Sachsenring, not in Sachsenring, in Barcelona, when Taka touched me, but it can happen. But the race in Sachsenring, no, because I was there. I was trying to follow Fabio. I didn't need to approach the race in that way, because I was sure that in the second part with the hard tire I was more competitive. So I lost again another possibility to be in front, and I think that after all that mistakes is normal to receive some criticism. I don't know what to say, criticism. So I said that. I said also when I had my mistakes during the summer in Ibiza, I accept everything. So it's part of my job. Everyone can have their point of view. I accept that. I try to improve myself every time, and mistakes can happen, unfortunately. But without mistakes, you can't learn. You can't grow. So it's part of the life, and you have to accept it.
Pecco, Michel Turcot, Motor Revue. You said that you admit your own mistakes and your lack of consistency, and you work on it. How did you work on it? Did you work with a psychologist or with someone to be different?
I didn't work with psychologists because I think that already, I think that the people that can more help you are the people around you. Not because I don't think that a psychologist is their work, so for sure can help you. But in my situation, I love when some people around me say what they think about me, say what they think on what I have to improve. And I'm a bit difficult guy, because at the start I say, no, it's not like this. But then I try to change my mindset on that. I try to change myself, to trying to understand, trying to hear on that advice, because our advice of life. And the people around me, like my trainer, like the academy guys of Ucho, Vale, Albi, Babi, my team, my girlfriend, they are very important for me, my family. And I tried always to hear to them in that second part of the season.
So, Imre Paulovic from Motorsport Aktuell and Motorrad from Germany. Congratulations, Pecco. When you had your first victory in Moto3, the Aspal team, you got a chance to test ride a Ducati MotoGP bike. Could you describe how you felt back then from today's point of view, and could you imagine at that time that now, like how much is it, 6 years later, you are sitting here as MotoGP world champion?
For that test, I've done a bet before the start of the season, saying to Gino and Aspar that the bet was, with 2 wins this year, I will try the bike, the MotoGP bike. And they said yes, because they think that my Indra was difficult. With my Indra was difficult to be competitive, but we did it. And my sensation was incredible in that moment. When I first touched the MotoGP bike, was something unbelievable. I was riding a Moto3 bike, small bike with 1 cylinder. I moved to a bike with 300 horsepower, like more or less. Was incredible, and I always dreamed about it. And my dream was always with a lot of up and down, with a lot of problems, with a lot of trouble. But I never lose the ambitious. I never lose the need of it, because I was needing to did that. And in this moment, I feel like I feel that we did something incredible. I feel very proud of myself, and it's something very good. It's something that tastes different compared all other things. And I think that in this moment, if we have something that recognizes the level of happiness inside a man, I think I'm the max level, and it's something incredible. I'm very happy about that. And sincerely, 6 years ago, I was dreaming about it. But to dream and to do is quite difficult, quite different. And I had to say also that I had the luck to have the possibility to do, because it's true that I give my best to arrive to it, to do it. But I had also the luck to be with the best person I ever found, it with the FUR46 team, with the Aspar team, that give back the possibility to me to be competitive again. I found the possibility to arrive to MotoGP with a really good team. I had the possibility to be in the factory team and found something incredible as our atmosphere. So I had a really great luck, and I work a lot to arriving to it.